Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Let's go.
We're back.
We're back. COVID got us.
Yeah, well, we told them COVID got
We
you
did.
last time. You had COVID while we were
Recording.
Still I also had it.
Yes.
And I went down bad.
Yes, you did.
You know what happened?
You went down
I definitely felt it after we stopped recording. I felt it hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh. I almost was trying to outrun it to make sure that I got the episode edited and scheduled before I went to bed. I literally edited it, scheduled it, and went to bed. The
audience was probably like, we're probably not going to hear from them after this one. And we didn't. We couldn't record because
I heard you telling Tyler, what the hell? What is she doing in bed? It's 2:00. Like, what happened? She was fine. And he's like, nope. Yeah, I was down, guys.
Yeah.
Down bad. COVID got me again. I have to say, I feel like COVID is my kryptonite.
It is.
Because it hits me harder than the people around me.
Yes. Your son was the first timer. He shook it, and he said 3 days he was down bad. And after that, he kind of like came out of his little
And
funk.
granted, last time I had COVID, I was kind of down bad for 2 weeks. This time, 5 days. But I did take the antiviral, the Paxlovid, after a few days. On day 4, I started taking the Paxlovid, and I immediately turned a corner. So if you can get that prescription, however you got to get it.
However you got to get it,
when you have COVID, it does help. But beware, it has a very strong metallic taste in your mouth. Like, it's overbearing metallic taste. It's crazy.
So the only thing that you like to eat, I notice when you when you have COVID, is fruit a lot of the times.
I crave fruit. Same
fruit's
thing as
good.
last time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very refreshing, very cooling, hydrating.
Yes.
There's a lot of water in fruit, so it's very hydrating.
That's true.
So yeah, I ate a lot of fruit. I didn't eat a lot in general, but I ate a lot of fruit.
You did.
Yeah.
Mangoes, strawberries,
mangoes. Oh,
but isn't it crazy though? What I was telling you is like, you could be sick, you could have that metallic taste, but fruit, your body it just knows. Fruit and your body goes well together. It doesn't matter if you're sick or nothing.
It's like it's giving me the nutrients I need to get through. It's got the micronutrients. It's got the hydration, the cooling effect, the numbing effect on the throat. My throat was really bad. But the moral of the story, the good news is, all I asked for, I said, look, I don't mind if I get it. I did say that many times. I don't mind if I get it, as long as I didn't give it to my dad.
Yes.
I was really nervous.
Yes,
Every day I would stare at my phone because I know he would call me, and let me know oh, I got it or I'm sick. And he didn't get it. And I figure it's been now 10 days since I've seen my dad. He definitely, if he gets it now, it's not from me.
No.
Not after 10 days.
Probably your brother.
But I'll tell you this, the moral of the story is keeping your 6 feet distance does make a difference, because I saw my dad every day. It's not like I don't see him every day, but ever since he's been sick, ever since I've been caring for him, I've always kept a 6 foot distance or more from him. I'm always across the room and talking loud anyway because he can't hear. Yeah. So I keep my distance. I don't get too close. I don't hug. I don't kiss. None of that. Mm-mm. And it paid off because he didn't get it from me.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to learn to keep our distance, because I think a lot of people got comfortable, got a little loose, but got to keep your distance. It's COVID's not going away.
Well, you get it from the droplets in the air. So if you're talking and little micro droplets come out of your mouth, if you're close enough to somebody, they're gonna get it. It's got to go in their mouth or in their eyes, or it's got to go, if it goes on their hands and they rub their eyes, it's got to get into a mucous membrane. That's how we get it. We don't get it through skin penetration or anything like that.
Because I gave your brother some money for doing yard work.
Yeah, and he didn't get it.
And that's facts, that they doesn't live on surfaces, because he would have got it, because I had it when I handed him the money. But I kept my distance. I didn't talk in his face or nothing. I just handed him his money.
I mean, you didn't know you had it at the time.
No, I didn't know I had it. No.
Because
it was like a cold for me. It was real mild for me.
Yeah.
You seen me. I was walking every day outside 3 miles while I had it. It didn't bother me like it bothered you.
Yeah, no, you had a cold. I was down bad. It was definitely different. It was a different feeling. Definitely, yep, this is it. I just basically stayed in bed for days, and the days turned into 2 days, turned into 3. It was all a blur. I was in a fog.
Because, in their brain too.
Yeah, I couldn't even think straight.
Because that's what COVID does. It gives you fog brain, because it gets you hot temperature. You probably had a fever, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a fever most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, we're back. Even though, I'm still recovering. I did take a 3-mile walk today. It was my first activity. I decided to just do the walk 'cause it's a beautiful day. I wasn't going to I have to do 3 miles. I thought if halfway through I feel winded or whatever, we'll just turn around and come back. But I felt okay.
Yeah. We just talked and walked. And
yeah, I felt good. Like it felt
vitamin D.
Good. Like the cool, crisp air and the sunlight.
Yes.
Felt good.
That's why it's important to get out. People get that vitamin D. You need it.
So I felt like that was good. I'll try to walk again if I can tomorrow. And then I'm going to try to attempt returning to Orange Theory on Saturday. So we'll see. And I'll take it easy. Like the cool thing about Orange Theory is you can scale back. You don't have to go balls to the wall in a class. You can gauge your own, how you're feeling and scale back. I slept good last night. So it was a perfect time to walk today. Because yesterday I still felt a little off, to be honest.
Yeah, you didn't cough
every day. I
night.
feel a little better. I'm still congested. The mild cough and stuff, it's going to linger for a while. It just is what it is. But I am back. I wanted to do a little hot coffee. This is a hot coffee, just beware for our listeners. So cheers to the hot coffee. Beware, because this is happening a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And
a lot.
Especially if you are a woman, because you're so vulnerable to predators and stuff like that. But gas stations, ATM machines, putting air in your tire, don't do that stuff alone.
Yeah. Bring a brother, your husband, boyfriend. Bring a male figure with you.
Yeah, there are people, they're plotting. They just kind of sit there and they wait for the opportunity to strike. Now, a lot of times at an ATM machine, you're super vulnerable too.
Oh, me too. I even watch my back. I go to purposely this ATM machine so I can watch in both directions.
Yeah.
Just to see, because I ain't stupid. I'm a man and all, but some idiot might try me.
Obviously, because in a lot of cases, you're withdrawing cash. But not even that. Even if you just pop out of your car to run to the ATM, a lot of times women, I notice, will leave their purse in the car. They leave all their personal belongings in the car, get out of the car. They'll even still leave their phone mounted.
Yes.
And just go quickly get cash.
Yep.
And they might be getting cash, and they're so worried about, is anyone around me not to take my cash? But they didn't pay attention that someone just got into your car.
Quick. They're so fast. They pull up, they'll break your window, open the door, grab your stuff, and they're gone.
Yeah, a gas station's big time. You are a sitting duck, right? You have to get out to take the pump out. You do not take your purse with you out of the car to pump, because you also feel vulnerable to doing that. But if you are pumping gas, someone could be they drive up right next to your car, they sneak, they grab your purse. So you had showed me a video actually.
Yes.
That's what was creeped me out.
So here, let me talk for a second. If you're in the Bay Area, ladies, Bay Area is hot right now for this. The incident my wife's talking about happened in Oakland. If you don't live in Oakland, just stay out of Oakland. I'm not trying to blast you guys in Oakland, but that's just a dangerous city right now, a lot of crime. LA, same thing. I'm sure it's happened in other states, but California, because the law has gotten really loose here and they're really not prosecuting, it's a free-for-all. So my advice to you ladies is bring a man with you if you have to pump gas, withdraw cash, deposit cash. Bring someone with you. It's just the best thing you could do. Like I told you, don't go to the gas station no more by yourself.
You're just a sitting duck.
You're a sitting duck.
And
there's nothing you could do.
It's crazy. Like you have to be careful.
You do. They're quick. They're fast. That girl was pumping her gas. She was on the rear passenger side of her car. The dude went into the driver's side.
Yeah, I'm going to pop the video up here for
so
those who are watching on YouTube, because you can see how quick it happens.
Quick.
And nothing gets done about it. You're just left with a mess.
Nothing.
You're left having to call the banks and the credit card companies, and you don't have your valuables, and you've lost cash, probably a valuable purse, whatever else you had in your purse.
I would say it's worse than that. Now they have her purse with her ID, and they know where she lives.
Yeah.
That's even worse. Now they know where you live. Now they're probably like, what else does she have at home?
Right.
Let's go plot on her.
They might have
house
keys. They might have just so much information that they can get from stealing your purse, and you're just left with a mess. And you have no choice but to do something about it. You have to go through I just went through it.
You can't even call the cops.
I had a fraudulent charge on my card, and it was so simple. I didn't get anything stolen. It was a fraudulent charge on my card. And it was a pain in the ass to change everything. It was my business debit card, and it was such a pain in the ass to switch everything. And you just get so frustrated because no one's going to fix it for you. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to prevent it. So think about the different ways that you can prevent it from happening, and just get in front of it so it doesn't happen.
Try to do those kind of errands too. Pumping air in the tire, getting gas, ATM. Try to do it during the day.
Oh, always.
Don't ever do it at night.
Always in the daytime.
Yes. Nighttime, you're asking for it. It's
Yeah.
even easier for them to get over because at nighttime, guns are coming out. No longer just stealing. They're going to put a gun in your
A
head.
good place to get gas, just because it's super crowded. There's literally like security standing around is Costco.
Yes.
Plus, you're going to get cheap gas.
Mm-hmm.
But there's
You're
so
right.
many people.
Yes.
So much security, and because you know why gas
You can't get
stations-
away either. You're
Right.
You're trapped in there the way Costco's
I was
set
just
up.
gonna say, you know why gas stations are really vulnerable? Because they can get off and they're on the freeway.
Quick.
Gone.
The best. That's
Yeah.
why back in the day, not to get off topic, banks near highway exits are the worst. They always get hit the worst.
Yeah.
Always get robbed the worst because it's easy exit. Hit the freeway, I'm gone.
Yep. Okay. Hot coffee number 2.
Number
we
2.
got to talk about this because it's just everywhere. And I know we talked about it early on. Another Scandival update. The VPR
You said
update.
Scandival.
Because his name is Tom Sandoval.
Yeah,
They're
I like
calling
that. That's
it,
a good one.
They're calling
Scandival.
it Scandival.
Yes.
I just wanted to, the update is really, there's not much of an update other than it's going to be an amazing season of Vanderpump Rules. Lots of stuff is coming out in terms of how long it's been going on. They were together for like a long time, this girl Raquel and Tom Sandoval. What I wanted to touch on though.
Wait. You said Raquel and Sam Sandoval were together for a long time?
Yeah, they were sneaking
affair?
around for like 8 months.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it
that
was
is
a long.
Wow.
It was a long time coming. But there's
Dude.
like a lot of people pointing fingers on the show. Like I've been watching the show since. And obviously they're not addressing it yet. But they're just talking about like being a mistress and like, oh, you can't say you've never been with a married man and you're not you've never been a mistress or whatever. I want to just clear something up regarding there's
Mistress.
2 different things here.
Yes.
This is worse than the fact that she was with someone who had a girlfriend. Then she was a mistress. Yeah, mistress. It's a pretty common thing to be a mistress or to be with someone. Maybe they're not quite yet divorced or they're in the process of their divorce or whatever. Or they're in a relationship that's at the tail end. And so there's kind of blurred lines there. That is way different than what's happening on Vanderpump Rules. Because to me, the biggest crime is the fact that this girl, Raquel, is good friends with Ariana. Not friends from the past, not used to be friends, current friends, current friends, doing social events together, supporting each other, talking on the phone, vacations. That's a whole different kind of crime. That's worse than being a mistress. This is not just about, oh my God, she's a mistress because she's the other woman. This is way worse than just being the other woman. Yeah. This is the ultimate betrayal.
Like she's hanging out with her.
From both of them.
Yeah, from both of them.
Because if he wanted to be a dog, if your man wants to cheat on you, he wants to be a dog because your relationship is bad and he just doesn't have the courage to end it yet or whatever, and he needs to cheat on you, can we at least cheat on you with somebody that you don't know that does not know you?
I know.
How about that? How about that little bit of decency?
You know why? It was convenient. That's why he cheated with this girl. She came on to him, probably pressed him, and he fell for the trap, which a lot of men do.
Well, I think it's because she was like a fangirl. You know what I mean? Like she pumped his ego.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I think he's a narcissist.
And I watched the show a little bit with you. That's not really my thing. I'll be honest. That kind of stuff ain't my thing. But I watching it because you're watching. And yeah, the dude, I told you, I said, this guy's really feeling himself. Like he's
always
dog.
been that way.
Like he's something.
Yeah.
Like
he's always been that way,
yeah,
too.
like, nah, homeboy, you better chill out. You better be humble yourself. Because
Yeah.
just like you got all those businesses, they could lose them all, too. They can crumble underneath you.
Well, I know. But I think, you know what's crazy in society? And this just is what it is. I don't make up the rules.
You're just a messenger.
He's gonna recover faster than she is.
Yes, 100%.
Because society will hold her to the fire more than they hold him to the fire.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah,
she's the home wrecker, homie hopper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like doing all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's borderline like psychotic, honestly, to be friends with someone, to even make weird references to, oh, you're my true friend. You're the one who got me through my breakup. And you're sleeping with her boyfriend at the time. Under the same roof also at times. Like Raquel would spend the night at their house when she had been drinking too much, and Tom would sneak into her into her room. Yeah, that came out. Yeah, so it's bad.
Oh, that's like the ultimate. Like
The
you're
ultimate
feeling
betrayal.
yourself. I ain't gonna say it on here.
The
but,
ultimate like betrayal, like
dude.
the worst. You know, I don't know. Like, can I understand a little bit? Like sometimes at the tail end of relationships,
When
things kind of blur a
Yes.
little bit because it's kind of done, but the official separation hasn't happened. Yeah, I get that. But don't like shit where you pee or shit where you eat or whatever that statement is.
Don't shit where you sleep.
Don't shit where you sleep.
That's what he's doing. That's
Just
dirty.
do it
That's
somewhere else.
That's ultimate betrayal.
Mm-hmm. Like you have a million groupies, fans. There's so many other girls that you could have.
No, because he couldn't do that with, because he thought for sure his narcissistic ego probably had a long conversation. We're like, we gotta keep this on low. We can't let this get out. Like, and because he knows her, probably thought she's gonna keep his secrets.
Well, I also think he probably got off on the secrecy. I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the excitement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's that. I am so excited to watch the rest of the season when this breaks on the show, because they resumed filming because of this. They had been done filming, but they resumed filming. I think it's just so interesting. And if you're watching the show, it's worth it to do like a quick little binge of the show just to get into this, because it's so juicy. You don't have to go back seasons to watch it. Just watch this season 10 of Vanderpump Rules. It's on Peacock. And it's juicy now, watching it through the lens of what we know is what's coming, because there was a lot of red flags already about this girl.
Yeah. And they got even more famous because TMZ's talking about it.
Oh, no, it's mainstream.
Crazy.
More than TMZ. Like, I'm surprised we didn't see it on the local news at this point. It's so...
A little cheating scandal gets so much, because it's on a reality show, unfortunately.
Yeah, but a lot of times...
Unfortunately for them, because
mean...
drama sells. Rating sells, so
yeah,
the show loves it.
Big drama. Oh yeah, of course.
They're loving it.
They're loving it.
That's what they thrive on. If you don't bring drama to them kind of shows, you're done.
Yeah.
You're out.
No.
You got to be a cackling chicken head on those shows.
Yeah, you always say that, the cackling.
They're always
women.
like little chickens arguing, like cackling chickens. No one throwing fists.
It's so funny because I love it, but I don't like it in my life.
No, you're not like that.
I'm not like that. I don't have relationships where there's lots of turmoil, and I'm not on the phone every day with someone talking about drama that's happening in my friend group. Ugh,
I dated someone like that, and I kicked her to the curb. It got annoying. Like, I'm cool.
Too much. I can't.
Always drama with her friends or this or that. She was always in the middle. I said, why are you always in the middle of their shit? And then you take it on. You take it on yourself with all that. People don't realize you got to protect your energy, the psyche.
Oh, yeah.
You start soaking that in. You don't realize it. Then it becomes your drama.
Guys are not like that. They're not like that, really.
I'll tell you why. Because women, you guys would be in the room and all you guys think you're the alpha.
Yeah, no one will bow down to the other.
So with men, we kind of know, like, okay, that's the dude that I don't want to dance with.
Right.
And again, I'm not trying to pat my own self in the back or nothing, but I train with pro fighters. You know what I'm saying? I know who's the alpha in the room.
Yeah.
I train. I do it for real. So.
Well, the thing is, men and they just have this ability. They fall in a hierarchy naturally.
Yeah. And
respectfully.
Yes. Yes.
And women do not. And that's the same with animals. It's no different. You will have a much more peaceful house if you have a dog, multiple male dogs, than if you had multiple female dogs.
It'll be all bad. There'll be fights.
They will fight to the death.
Yes, they
females.
will.
And constantly. A lot of times what will happen with male dogs is maybe they'll have one or two tiffs to establish the dominance, and then they kind of fall into their hierarchy.
Yes. Yes.
But the female dog will not relinquish her crown to another female dog ever. Even if they become bigger, they're more vicious, they're stronger.
So even you guys,
they will not.
Even women.
And women are the same. They're they butt heads for that alpha spot, I think.
The only time women won't do that, when there is an alpha, if it happens to be like, let's say Ronda Rousey's in the room, then they all know their place. Like, okay, she's the alpha. That's different though, because they know she's a pro fighter.
I don't think so.
Oh.
No.
Women are that arrogant?
No, because it's not about physical.
Oh, you're right.
It's not about physical.
Right. See, men, we know we will resort to immediately physical.
You guys always think, okay, who would win in a fight? That's what determines who's the alpha.
Yes.
That's not how it works for women.
Oh, okay.
It's not about physical.
I see.
It is just about emotional, mental warfare. For women. It is mental warfare.
You guys are good at that.
Yeah, it is so different.
I'm not good at that. I'm like, if it gets to that point, like, let's go find out.
I much rather I've always been this way. I've never been one to surround myself with a lot of women. So I love women. I admire beautiful women. It's not an insecurity thing. Because I couldn't stand the drama. My sister has always been one that had a lot of girlfriends, and she would go on girls trips, and I would always be like the sister who would tag along to her girls trips sometimes. There was always freaking drama. I'm like, dude, Elizabeth, where do you get these? How do you do this? How do you go on trips like this all the time? And there's always drama.
Toxic.
This one didn't spend time with me, and I want to spend more time. You're giving her more attention. I'm like, dude, what is up? I always feel like I have more of like BDE.
What?
BDE, big dick energy. I have male energy.
You do.
I do. I always have.
Like if you're a dude and we're friends, we probably get in trouble. We'll probably go out and
I just have
paint the town red.
I have male energy.
Because you could party like a man too. You've gone head up with me and hung with me.
And that's why I get along with our friend Vicky, your friend Vicky.
Yes.
It's because she has the same. She's more like a dude. So
yes.
we have that same masculine kind of energy.
Yeah.
And
you're not very emotional. You're not very sensitive. You're not like crying every 2 seconds because of this or that. Like
I'm not paying attention to who's giving me more attention, or
dude,
you call this friend more. You gave this friend the better room in our vacation house, or I'm telling you, like every time I've ever gone on a girls trip, there's always been some sort of drama. And so I'm always kind of like, I'm very selective over who. I'd rather go on like a small group that I already know. Like, okay, we get along good. There's no drama. They're go with the flow. Yeah.
You're right about that.
It's just
like you said, men, there could be a little bit of ego there, but once we start hitting it off, then it's all good.
And men can have a scuffle. They can have a moment and then get over it quickly. Women don't.
I grew up fighting my own friends sometimes. We'd have arguments and we'd throw fist fights and we'd be cool right after.
Yeah.
We respect each other. It's like so listen, in the manhood world, sometimes that's what we did back in the day. You have to throw hands. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just saying that's how we resolved our issues. And I've had my friends, I turned into best friends with some of these guys. It's just a respecting as kids. And then we grew up and we laugh about it. So we'll talk back like, damn, man, we had that fight when we were kids, and we'll laugh. We don't hold no grudges.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes.
It's just so different. That's why I envy that. I like that. I always had guy friends. I always had a lot of guy friends for that reason. It just was less stressful in my life. Every time like I have had too much female energy around me, there's something starts to brew.
Don't get it twisted though. There's a lot of dudes out there with female energy too and like drama. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say who, but we know some people like that.
Yeah, you got to sniff them out.
So they're out there too.
It's not as common.
No, but
just like women with male energy, that's not as common. But they're out there that are not like that. They're not dramatic or whatever. But a lot of times people say like, I'm not dramatic. They're the most dramatic people ever.
I'm not jealous. Okay. Yeah, I used to get that a lot when I first was dating people. Like, psst. Yeah, we'll see about that. Women always claim they're not jealous.
People always claim a lot of things. And I think I didn't realize that about you, that because you were so skeptical. I remember when we first got together, and I made it very clear that anyone that I dated after my marriage, I wanted to be so open about the type of person that I was, because I wanted to make sure that I was going to get into a relationship that really where I could be myself 100%.
Yes.
And so I almost overshared the type of person that I was, and I made it more extreme because I wanted to make sure you really got it. No, this is really how I am. So I would kind of share that stuff with you of how I am, good, bad, and different. And you were just kind of like, oh, okay. I could tell that most of the things I told you did not believe. And I was like, it is what it is. You got to see for yourself, but this is how I am. And I don't want like you to come back later and say, I didn't know that, because I'm telling you how I am.
Well, we're 12 plus years later. So, yeah.
And and I have to say, the way I presented myself, was it accurate?
Mm-hmm. Yes. You never showed no signs of jealousy or insecurity, nothing.
Because I would say like, I don't need a lot of attention. Look, I don't like a lot of like lots of affection. And you'd be like, okay, all girls say that. And then they say, you don't give me enough attention after a while. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I really don't. So if you're someone that needs a lot of like physical touch and affirmations all the time, I'm not your girl.
I used to think something was wrong with me because I don't give affection or attention. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
And when I try to do it, it don't feel natural. Sorry. I'm not touchy feely. We don't hold hands in public.
It just means you show love in different ways, you know?
Exactly.
But I just wanted to make sure, and I could tell, though, that you didn't believe me. And I thought, this is fucking weird. I'm trying to tell this guy how I am, and he's so skeptical about it. It's kind of irritating, but I get it.
Wait. I was single for how many years on the market?
I know,
okay.
and that's what I'm saying.
What did I experience?
It's because you experience a lot of people saying those same things.
Yes. Yep.
You know, a lot of people saying those same things. And none of the things that I shared and did were, I was very much myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fun partier.
Yes. You're not
I'm
drama.
a fun drunk.
You get along with my boys real good. Like when we party with all my boys, there's never no
like
drama.
never any drama. Like
if you saw some scandalous shit, you kept it to yourself.
I did.
And we have seen some stuff, and you could have buried a lot of relations, but you know what? I always say let people bury themselves.
Why would I do that?
I know.
That is not my job.
So I'll give you an example. I was dating this girl. I thought she was confident, tattooed up, you know, attractive. Hanging out at the bar, dating. Now my girl, a friend of mine comes up, says hello, broad storms off.
She stormed off because a friend just stepped up to say hello.
Yes, a friend of mine.
The girl must have been attractive.
She's all right. You know who it is. I won't say no names.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's just, but right there, when that showed me that, that was a huge, that right there, the red flag went way up after
was
that.
she one of the people that presented herself like
Yeah.
super tough, confident?
Yeah, she has lots of tattoos
and
like
then,
me. Her
what do
whole
you
body.
say? She showed a chink in her armor. You always say that.
Kink.
Oh.
Kink. Yep. Right there. As soon as I saw that, right there, I was like,
chink.
mental note taken. This
kink.
chick's insecure as hell.
Yeah.
Trying to act all tough and get out of here. I don't know why women put up a front, because eventually it's going to show. It's going to show.
Yeah.
If they're that way, they can only hide it for so long.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get it at the time. Look, I was new to the dating game, so I didn't understand all the games people played. I was not playing games.
Yeah, me neither.
You know,
but they do play games. Women play games.
So I'm just like, look, I'm just trying to just like cut to the chase of who I am, because if that's not going to work for you, like, let's keep it moving. You know, I'm very like direct.
But we cruised. We didn't put pressure on ourselves.
No.
We dated. Then it came time to the crossroad. Okay, we're getting pretty serious. We have to make a decision.
Yeah.
Either we're going to continue this and then one of us is going to veer off, or we're going to lock in with ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And so here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Almost 13 years later now, right?
This
Over
year.
12.
This year, yeah.
Past more than 12.
End of this year will be 13.
End of the year. Well, that's a long time. All right. So moving on, people. I know I'm going to bring it up again just because it is a hot button topic. I get a lot of questions on it. And now I have talked to a few people who are taking it. So got a little more information.
Oh, really?
We're going to talk about Ozempic again today.
Ozempic?
I think we need to talk about it. You know why? Because I want to make
Ozempic.
sure my stance on it, my thoughts on it are well documented so that I could refer to all of these episodes later.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Talk about it.
My stance has not changed. I feel like it is, so basically Ozempic, Wegovy, semaglutide or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but it is the GLP-1 inhibitor that is what people are using for weight loss. It's also a type 2 diabetes medication. For weight loss, it has to be taken in much larger quantities. And basically, how does it make you lose weight? It stunts the hunger hormones. So you don't get hungry.
Really?
You actually get almost, for some people, repulsed by food, or you don't think about food, don't care about food. A lot of people describe it, and I've talked to a few people now who are taking it, say it quiets the chatter around food. So it's easier to say, I'm going to eat this, but I'm only going to eat a third of it. And you can easily push the rest away.
It's almost like a pain blocker, but for food in your brain.
Yes.
That's all it does.
Yeah.
People think like it all starts here. It all starts here, people.
Yeah.
Not here. You think you're hungry here. It's your brain sending signals.
For to release the hormone,
yes,
to create the hunger. So yes, and so that's how it works, and that's why it works. It basically puts you into an extreme deficit, so you lose weight quickly because you're in a big time deficit. Now there's been a lot of talk in the media about this now because a lot of people showed up to the Oscars 25 pounds lighter.
Oh, didn't Jimmy Kimmel
Jimmy
was
Kimmel
clowning
made a
people about
comment.
it? The celebrities?
He
Yeah.
said, when I look around at this room, I can't help but wonder, is Ozempic right for me? Basically saying,
Dude, he's giving them like a free commercial on the Oscars.
yeah, he's
That's
basically
hilarious.
saying he sees a lot of people that lost weight with Ozempic. And like a lot of people are talking about how Ozempic face is a thing. So what's Ozempic face? Ozempic face is just when somebody loses weight quickly, because it's not gradual, you see a sudden change in the way their face looks because we have fat on our face.
Yes.
You know what I compare it to? A competitor. When they step on stage, a bikini competitor. Remember my face?
Dude.
I had like these deep crevices right here because I lost a lot of facial fat.
Yes. You're so lean.
It does make you look older. So plastic surgeons are probably loving this because people are going to lose a bunch of weight. Then they're going to go into plastic surgery and fix their face.
Yeah.
But basically, what's in the media is what we're seeing is a return to the skinny culture. Return to the skinny culture.
So we're going to see Paris Hilton and...
The wafy, skinny...
Yes, I remember that look. I hated that look.
It's coming back. Now, this is normal. This is just the way trends go. This has happened before.
Yes.
But I will say this one will get vilified more than the body positivity culture.
Yep.
The body positivity culture and the skinny culture, to me, they're equally bad. They bring about equally bad things.
Yes.
I don't think one is worse than the other. I think for whatever reason they glorified the body positivity culture, but it also resulted in bad things. Okay, let's go over the body positivity. It made people feel comfortable with being overweight, continue to become overweight.
Yep.
And that's not good for your health. We know this.
Nope.
It made people run out to the doctor, go to hotel rooms, seedy hotel rooms in Miami, getting things injected into their body parts to make them bigger that are not supposed to get injected.
Nope.
Many people have died.
Yes.
Many people are still suffering today. That's going to leave a bunch of people with deformities, sicknesses. They're injecting things in their body that shouldn't go in there. These exaggerated hips, the parentheses hips and all of that, that came with the body positivity culture. Okay. So I think they're equally as bad. They're going to cause body image issues equally. People will say like, oh, the skinny culture, it's bad for young girls seeing this. Well, so was the other movement. So I want to make sure my stance is clear. They will equally have negative aspects to them, to what's going on. Ozempic is definitely going to impact body image negatively.
Crazy.
100%.
Yeah.
Because we as humans don't know how to use things without abusing it.
Facts.
Okay? Everyone's going to abuse it. I've seen so many people, did my research, so many people are jumping on it to lose 10, 15 pounds. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's not what it's for. But of course, follow the money. Follow the money.
I feel like I need to sell Ozempic.
Follow the money.
I feel like it's a good business.
That's why. It's not, don't blame the people, blame the money, and the pharmaceuticals. Because what did I say? Mm-hmm. It takes a lot more medication to work for weight loss than it does for like type 2 diabetes, like times 10 the dosage or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it's expensive. And it's like it's
well, that's why celebrities can afford it, because it doesn't phase their pockets and they're buying it.
I mean, we're talking like $1,400 a month.
Dude, they probably have closets full of it stockpiled.
So it's a lot of money. So that's why people are going to get resentful for sure.
$1,400 a month.
But definitely this, I feel like the return to skinny culture is going to get more of a bad rap. It's no different to me than the Thickums era.
Thickums.
Okay. To me, I'm neither. I went through the skinny culture first time around.
When I first met you.
I became part of it. I will see if I find a picture. I will pop it up.
It's there. You got pictures.
I will try to pop it up. Yeah. I did succumb to that. I just thought I just want to be skinny. I just want to be skinny as possible.
Skinny and blonde.
I did not jump on the Thickums train. My goal just became I want to be fit and healthy.
Facts.
I'm not skinny and I am not overweight. I am fit. So I'm not the trend. That's not the trend right now. It's not even this new skinny culture. It's still not that fit muscular body. It is skinny. It's
Yeah.
getting skinny. You can see it in the Kardashians.
You remember,
very skinny.
You remember thigh gap was part of that too?
Yeah.
It was a big ordeal
I think
about
all
that.
that's coming back.
Thigh gap. Ugh.
Yep.
Those legs look like twin. I didn't like that look.
So now, do I agree with the usage of Ozempic for vanity weight loss, like low amounts of weight loss? No, I actually feel like I wish that it was regulated. I wish doctors, I wish they were regulated and that they could only prescribe it if someone legitimately qualified.
Yes.
Why can't that be a thing? Why are they allowed to prescribe it to someone who doesn't qualify? It's recommended dosage.
Oh.
Right? They're legally allowed to prescribe it even if you don't qualify, but I think that that's a slippery slope because you want to know what I feel is going to happen? People are going to use it as a crutch. They're going to lose the weight, get off, gain the weight. Oh, it's okay. Before summer, I'll just hop on Ozempic, lose it, gain it.
I wonder though, because this hasn't been out long enough, what the long-term effects, the damage will be.
That's what I wanted to
talk
about.
You always got to pay back the Pied Piper.
Because what this reminds me of is Fen-Phen. So back in the day,
Fen-Phen.
in the 90s,
dude, yes,
there was a drug that came out that it made you wired up though.
Yeah.
It made you wired up. Phentermine, Fen-Phen, and then phentermine came out after.
Yep. Meth, basically.
Yeah, basically. It wired you up big time. So
Yep.
not only did it make you curb your appetite, it wired you. But they pulled that off the market because they deemed that it caused heart valve problems.
I remember
it was
that.
messing up people's hearts.
Yes, I remember that.
So, yes, it'll be interesting to see if this large dosage eventually something, maybe they didn't do enough stuff. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what's going to happen. But I do feel like
dude, those pills back in the days, speaking on that, there was this other one. I used to take Ripfuel a lot, but there was this other one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It was even stronger than Ripfuel. And one time I was driving home from Vegas. This is way before I met you. I had to pull over because I was getting sleepy. I popped these things in my mouth.
Oh, no.
Boom, I was wide awake. I made it all the way home. I was wide awake once it hit me. I don't know what they were. They were good, though.
And it curbs your appetite.
Dude, they had me wide awake. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I was on some strong stimulant. I can't remember the name. I wish I could remember the name. But it was stronger than Ripfuel. But back then, they put a lot of strong stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. I think that that's yet to be seen. I think that the interesting thing is because this is very expensive, what I do fear and what's going to happen, I think it's already happening, is doctors or medical clinics or weight loss whatever you want to call it, they're going to come up with cheaper versions.
Yeah.
Like they're going to use maybe a very small amount of the expensive medication, load in a bunch of other things in there to also help suppress the appetite or whatever. And that's actually
for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be weight loss.
So
clinics,
beware of the fakes for sure. And just be cautious, Now I want to talk about, I've talked to a few people, I've gotten a few DMs from people who are taking it for weight loss.
Okay.
Even though my stance is taking Ozempic, it's kind of like a lifelong thing for somebody who has obesity with comorbidities.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do feel if those people were not able to lose the weight without Ozempic, they certainly are not going to be able to maintain the weight loss they get when they stop Ozempic. Nothing has changed. You're not going to be able to maintain that weight loss. So I think hopefully they will regulate it to where people only with true obesity, with comorbidities, their life is threatened, can get it.
My sister.
And then they can put them on a maintenance thing, and hopefully someday insurance will help them pay for it.
Insurance doesn't cover this?
No, I think because it's considered vanity. No,
Really?
it's $1,400. I don't know if some insurances do. It depends.
Yeah.
Maybe only insurance covers it if you truly qualify.
My sister.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell her about it.
But I feel like so that's my take on it. Now, the people that I've been talking to, their plan is to only take it temporarily. The only people I've talked to is like temporarily. I know I've tried everything else. I'm going to take it temporarily, and I know what they say, but I'm just really going to be careful, and I'm going to track, and I'm going to really do my best to keep the weight off. So that's what's, I think, is the majority, because nobody can really afford to do that long term. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. That's why celebrities, they're not worried about it. They got bread. They probably have, dude, these celebrities probably have a year's worth of stock. I mean, they have money.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, like, the majority of people, this is kind of like what I equate to when I talk to a client and they'll say, how quickly can I lose the weight?
I hate that question.
And they'll say, I know that it's not the right way, but I just want to get it off first. And then I'll do the right thing to lose it. Let me just tell you, in my experience, that never works.
Never. 100% failure rate.
So there's going to be a lot of Ozempic yo-yos going on.
Yep.
But what I can tell you is I talked to somebody who took it and lost what did she lose? She lost 11 pounds in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And when she came off of it, gained 10 pounds. This is one person. Gained 10 pounds back in the matter of the same amount of time.
That's way too
So
quick.
that's one person. So went back on it.
Yep.
Okay. So she was like, whoa. So why? I asked her, why did you gain the weight? Did it just come on miraculously? It just poof out of thin air? And she's like, oh no, not a poof out of thin air. I was ravenous.
After she got off of it.
So not
That's
right
the
after.
dangerous part.
So she got off of it and was able to maintain the weight loss for about 6 weeks because she still felt the effects of the medication in her. And she said once those effects fully wore off, she gained the weight and she felt like ravenous. And you know what I compare it to? I compare it to when I got pregnant when I was 20, and nobody told me that when you get pregnant, you get ravenous. Nobody prepared me and said, hey, you're going to get ravenous, but don't eat according to your hunger because you will gain weight like a crazy person. Because maybe if I had the knowledge, I would have been more careful. So that's why I'm sharing this with you guys, because maybe if you have the knowledge, you'll be more careful. So what happens is you become ravenous once the medication fully purges out of your system, and then it will taper off. So you have to get through a period of a month or two where your hunger is going to be out of control. So rather than just say, oh, well, I'll deal with it, I really want you to think about, okay, what can I do to get in front of it? If you are out there, I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. I'm just going to talk to the people who use it responsibly. Look, we're over that. I said how I feel about it. Now let's get to the nitty gritty. I know people are not going to use it responsibly. So now I'm going to put myself in a position. Let me help the people that are going to use it anyway, despite my best advice. And let me help you at least retain your results.
Yes.
By preparing you with what to expect.
Let me ask you something. In your opinion, it's obvious it's all too new. You think this is going to damage metabolisms?
It's not going to damage because it'll adapt. But it'll adapt negatively and then it'll adapt positively. But yes, it's going to, that's definitely something you have to think about it. And it will determine, it will more be based off of how long you were on it.
Yeah.
The longer that you are on the medication and you are consuming under 1,000 calories in most cases, you're going to give your body more time to adapt to these low calories.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm not going to use the word damage because the metabolism will also adapt in the other direction once you begin eating more. But along with that will come weight gain.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's funny? I wanted to say something about you being pregnant when you were 20. A lot of excuses I used to hear back in the days. I haven't.
Eating for 2.
Yes. 2. You're eating for 3. What you mean 2? I don't need to play like, wait. There's a little fetus inside of you. How much food does that fetus really need? You're eating 2 of
you know
these
what's
big-ass
funny
plates.
is
Come on, man. Stop it.
As Mike would say, not to get off topic, but let's get off topic real quick. Pregnancy, actually, you do not need to add that many more calories. In the first trimester, none. You should eat around the same, your maintenance. You shouldn't be in a deficit, but you shouldn't be in a surplus either. You should be in maintenance. In second trimester, add about 300 calories to maintenance. So if maintenance for you is 2,000 calories a day, in your second trimester, bump it to 2,300. And then in your last trimester, add another couple hundred calories, depending on how your weight is going. So, 500 calories a day max surplus over maintenance.
So you hear that, women? We women that are pregnant out there, my wife can help you while you're pregnant. So you don't
I've
blow
done
the
macro
hell up.
assessments for people while pregnant.
Yes, you don't get up to
I
200
won't do
plus
them.
pounds.
I won't put them in a deficit. I'll
No.
put them in maintenance calories for pregnancy.
But still.
But anyways, so now you made me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
What I was talking about on
Ozempic and
well, I know Ozempic, but what was I?
and I asked you if it does damage.
No, I want to help people.
Yes.
At least try to minimize the weight gain and help. And so my tips are: know that the longer you are on it, the more adapted your metabolism is going to be. While you are on it, even though you're not eating much, I highly recommend that you kind of gauge how much you are eating.
Mm-hmm.
You should be tracking calories and protein just the same, like I recommend to everybody all the time, calories and protein, because it's going to be important to know where your baseline calories are when you need to start to add to them slowly. Also, what happens when somebody does not eat a lot? They lose their hair, their skin goes bad, their teeth goes bad, right? They lose muscle. So you want to prevent that. You're not going to be hungry. You're not going to be eating very much. So you better make sure that what you are eating includes protein. Protein is essential. And then you want to also meet your minimum fat requirement. You don't want to eat a lot of fats though, because I did hear fats will contribute to nausea on the medication. So high fat foods, high sugar foods, which is a good thing because they won't want to eat junk food.
Yeah, fried fries and stuff.
But you should eat healthy fats, your minimum required healthy fats. You should be working with someone to make sure that you know what those targets are. Hopefully this medical clinic that's got you on these meds is going to give you proper guidance. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's very important that you, from hormone balance, that you have a minimum. Fats are required, okay? But not a lot of fats, 25% of your calories should come from fats. But when you're not eating a lot of calories, that's not a lot.
Yep.
So you got to really make sure on that. And then protein, because you're going to have a lot of muscle wasting. Your weight loss is not going to be all glorious. You're going to lose muscle because you're not eating a lot.
Yep.
Your hair's not going to look great. So get in front of it with some hair nutrients, good shampoos, good supplementation is going to be critical for somebody who is...
Nails get brittle and weak.
Yeah. I mean, you're not eating a lot.
Yep. Tissues are falling apart.
I would also recommend that your cardio be only like a light, low intensity walking, more like NEAT calories. Don't focus on cardio. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
Okay. But what you do need is resistance training.
Yes.
Because you do want to support the muscle you do have, because that's going to help you with your metabolism so that it doesn't get totally floored, and you want to keep the muscle tissue that you do have. You're going to lose some for sure, but you want to retain as much as you possibly can. Now that's during. The most important thing to know is that when you come off and once that medication wears out of your system, during that ravenous period, you are absolutely going to put some of the weight back. Yeah. You got to bank for that, account for that mentally.
You know why?
Plan for that.
No one's 100% disciplined.
Right.
Sorry.
Know that you're going to put some of the weight on. Also know that you are going to have to be someone that now tracks macros.
Yep.
You have to. If you come off of Ozempic and you do not track your caloric intake, you will gain all of the weight back. You will waste all of the money that you just had. Emotionally, it will take such a huge toll on you because it is really difficult to lose a bunch of weight and then gain it all back and have to deal with people, embarrassment.
Yes. Because they're going to talk. They're going to make fun of you. They're going to talk smack.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at Janine. She thought she was all cute, little on Ozempic. She's off of it. Look at her. She's getting fat now. Oh, people love to talk smack.
They do. They love it. And
any little opportunity, they
I don't
love
judge.
in their
I'm
mouth.
not going to judge people who take it even though
Their prerogative.
They don't qualify for taking it.
It's like guys taking steroids.
Walk a day in someone's shoes who's overweight and feels like they've tried everything and they just yearn to be thin for once in their life.
Yes, they don't know what it's like.
Like they don't care what I'm saying. They don't care what doctors are saying.
No.
So, it's
that.
hard. I don't judge. I've had people, reach out to me and say like, look, I hope you don't think about me differently because I'm doing this. I'm like, you know what? No, I don't, because I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't have done the same thing.
Dude, that's like my boys who take testosterone, black market, and juice. I don't care. I don't judge them. That's their body, their prerogative. If they want to feel like a man with big muscles and strong, who am I to tell them they can't feel like that
and
way?
So I kind of got to the point where it's like, I can give it my professional, educated opinion is you shouldn't, but I also know that I don't always make the right decision, and like I said,
you would have done
lying
it back in the day, right?
If I said that, but I qualified back in the day.
Yes.
But I'm trying to put myself in the position of, say it was, I didn't qualify. Maybe I just had 25 pounds from COVID to lose. And maybe I was 140. I'm not obese, but, I'm definitely like none of my clothes fits. And I don't know. I can't say. I don't know.
If you're a celebrity and you had access to money.
My doctor.
Or period. If he's had money, you don't have to be a celebrity. Just a person who has a lot of money and like, you know what? I feel like just doing it real quick.
Yeah, like let me just see what it's like.
Yes.
I probably would do it just to see what it's like, to be honest.
It's like me. I tried testosterone in my 30s and I was like, whoa, that's why I see why people get addicted to this stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, you feel like Superman. Yeah,
so I just got to the point where I said my piece on how I feel. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to keep going over that part anymore. So, because I don't want haters to come after me and see, people shouldn't be doing it. Look what happened, like down the road, if there is a health risk or whatever. Hey, look, I'm not the FDA. I didn't approve it.
Yes.
But now I'm here to help all of the people that I know are going to use it irresponsibly.
Yep.
Somebody's got to help them.
Yes.
So that's why I'm trying to talk to people who are taking it. So I know, okay, let me see, how can we get in front of these things? What's going to help them? I actually just started a new supplement company, which I'll talk about more, but they have a product that's an appetite suppressant, a stimulant-free appetite suppressant. I feel like somebody who's coming off of Ozempic, they're going to need an appetite suppressant. Mm-hmm. They're going to need a lot of fiber in their diet. They're going to need to slowly increase calories. They're going to need to layer back in cardio. There's lots of things that you can do to help it, but I'm telling you, if you are that person that's out there that you're doing it and you're kind of nervous about coming off of it, get with someone to help you. I'm going to put myself in that position to help people who are coming off. So I don't come thinking I'm going to judge. I don't judge. I've had some clients that have left me saying, look, I'm going to give it a go. I'll come back to you for my help. Like, cool. And they say like, are you mad? Hell no, I'm not mad. No. Do what you got to do for you.
Yes.
Like, don't worry about me. I'm not going to judge.
No.
It's
kind of like you said, remember we talked a long time ago, it's probably not the same thing, but competitors coming off the high of competing and being lean and disciplined. Now you have to eat normal again. Mm-hmm. And what happens? Competitors go crazy. They don't know how to.
Yeah.
They don't know how to like.
And they need help.
Balance it out. And they need help. No one's there to help them, right? No one's there to help you afterwards. You kind of had to figure it out.
And look, this even happens with weight loss surgery. But let me tell you how much worse Ozempic is. Because see, with weight loss surgery, someone gets their stomach shrunk, right? It'll gradually stretch out. But you guys, key word, gradually. So they can ease back into more increased calories, and with a little bit of control, they can get in front of it. But even then, many people gain their weight back after weight loss surgery. Ozempic is on another level because that's like someone with weight loss surgery, their stomach goes back to normal after a month. Okay? The weight's going to come back fast and furious. And if they're not prepared, it is going to take a toll mentally, physically, emotionally, lead to eating disorders, lead to a lot of situations. It's also going to lead to yo-yo Ozempic. A lot of people are going to jump back on. They're going to use it as a crutch. Like, I'll just go back to this. I'll just go back to it because that's the only way. That's the only thing that's ever worked. That's what they're going to say. It's the only thing that's ever worked.
And you need hard in your life, people. Can't be easy.
It's going to be hard.
You need hard and challenging in your life. This easy shit ain't going to work. I'm sorry. You guys need it hard. You need challenges. Everything can't be easy. It just can't be. As a society, we're getting too comfortable. You got to get uncomfortable. That's the bottom line. A nice, athletic, hard body is made in the kitchen, man. That's it. And the rest, you got to put in the work in the gym. But you can't cheat the game. Yeah. You got to stop trying to cheat the game, folks, because it ain't working.
But what I'm saying is people are they're going to use Ozempic.
Of course they are.
So I can't pretend that that's not going to happen. No, so instead,
it's here.
We got to help guide the people that do.
Yes,
that's kind 100%. Of my.
I agree with you.
My mentality on it because they're going to use it.
Yes.
they're going to do it, you know?
Unfortunately, you're right.
If you can afford it, you're going to do it. Now, I do caution you, beware of the fake stuff. If it's too good to be true, it is. Ozempic is $1,000 to $1,400 a month. If you're going to a clinic that's going to give it to you for $300 a month, be very careful.
Placebo.
You do not know what you're getting.
Yep.
Be very careful. And I will say, in the past, if history repeats itself, hopefully it does not, but a lot of these types of miracle drugs have resulted in being banned eventually. Metabolife was one of them. I took Metabolife to cut my
That's right. They banned
my appetite.
That's right. And that was
ephedra.
Yeah.
So ephedra, it was causing heart issues. And then there was the fen that was causing heart valve issues.
Yeah, I never took fentanyl.
I'm not saying that Ozempic is going to do that. I'm hoping that, the FDA has done their due diligence. And when you increase because, toxicity and issues come with dosage a lot of times.
Yes.
There are many, many things on the market that are not toxic at small doses.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the proper research has been done for such, increased dosages, because these are huge dosages compared to what someone who is taking it for type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
So, but it is what it is. I'm not the FDA. I'm assuming they've done their due diligence on that. And hopefully it is fine. Hopefully it doesn't have issues down the road, but regardless, it's still going to cause issues with the weight loss retention. And that's what worries me. Because it's going to be sad to me. But I do want to end with something really quick, a question. I'm just curious of what you think. Do you think that we have the right to know as the public if that's what they did to lose their weight? Does somebody have to share it?
No, it's their business.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't feel like people have to share it.
I'll compare this. It's like me coming up in the 80s, 90s in the gyms. Bodybuilders, we all knew they're on steroids, but they don't talk about it. It's like a hidden secret. But we all know, like, dude, it's obvious you're on it, but they don't discuss it unless they know you.
Right.
Unless you're in their inner circle and you're part of their group, they're not going to tell you.
Now, I do feel that the only time I think that it's not ethical if you don't share it is if you lose weight using Ozempic and you become a weight loss coach helping people lose weight with macros or something, and you do not disclose, and you're showing your before and afters, trust me, because look what I did to my body, but you do not disclose that you lost that weight with Ozempic. That's different. Or if you sell a supplement that's not Ozempic and say, oh, look at this fat burner, but you lost your weight with Ozempic. That's downright unethical, shouldn't be allowed.
Nope.
But if you are not doing those things, you do not have to share.
No.
And I think it is also my pet peeve and really fucking irritating, if I'm being completely honest.
Be honest.
When people just say, the first thing they look at someone and go, oh, Ozempic. Or
is that what they do now?
They'll comment it on their pictures, or they'll, speculate on all the celebrities or whatever. And then they ask them, and then they have to like come clean. Like Kyle Richards, she's been like under the gun. She came out and said, look, I did not use Ozempic. I didn't even know what it is. I've never heard of it before all of this hoopla came out. I quit drinking alcohol and started working out regularly.
Hello,
and
that
now,
works. You know what I mean? Is that a
accused.
miracle? You give up alcohol and watch what your body does.
But it's annoying for people to have to defend how they lost their weight.
Yeah.
I don't feel like people should have to share. I don't think that they need to share how they lost their weight. That's private.
That's like I have to share, telling everybody I have to take. And I don't mind sharing it. I had to take blood pressure medication. Do I have to tell the whole world? No, I'm choosing to tell people.
Yeah, I don't think people are obligated to share it.
Yeah.
Now, they get into this whole hoopla because they say people have to share it that are in the public eye.
No.
Because they are, showing an unrealistic standard of how you can lose weight or whatever.
No,
but
nothing.
I don't feel that people should have to share their private reasoning and journey with weight loss. And yes, there's going to be people that take Ozempic irresponsibly, but let me give you a news flash. There's also probably 50% of judges and police officers and political officials that snort cocaine on the daily too.
And that's a fact.
Okay? They don't come out here and share it.
Yes.
Attorneys, how many people have we been social with that have very high level professional jobs, medical jobs that use recreational drugs?
Yes, we've been around them. We know.
They don't share that either.
Nope.
Now that I don't agree with.
Scary.
Obviously. that's a problem. It's scary, but you're always going to deal with that. People are going to share what they want to share.
That's it.
You know, and don't ridicule people for not sharing whether they took Ozempic when that's not harming anybody. But there's people out there who literally are in our hospitals, you know, caring for people that are, you know, drug users that you never know about. You know? Those are the people I have a problem with. Not if someone's taking Ozempic secretly, okay? But if they are, you know, clocking in as a nurse at the hospital and they're, you know.
And they partied the night before.
That's a problem.
It should be. Because you're playing with people's lives. And you need to know what you're doing while you're at work.
That's different.
Yeah.
You know, there's always going to be body image issues and, you know, the return of skinny culture is not going to change that. There was body image issues with the body positivity issues too. It's just that it's glorified differently. They're both equally going to have negativity. If you have teenage daughters, that's your responsibility. Get in front of that, have those discussions with them. But there's always going to be this kind of stuff in the media. Always.
It's never going to go away.
So you have to just have those open conversations with your kids and take responsibility for that in your household. But don't hold a celebrity to the standard to take care of that for you, because they're not going to do that. They care about themselves, not what's happening in your household.
Yeah, and people, don't, for you people who are on the body positivity movement and you're of
They're
larger
mad
proportions,
right
now. don't make fun of skinny people. That's not right. You want them to call you a fat ass, and don't call them too skinny. Don't do that. It's offensive too.
Yeah.
Don't call fit people skinny or
don't think you're any better.
That.
Like if
no,
someone,
you're not better.
Oh my gosh, they're
Don't
taking Ozempic. Well, they're not. It's like you're calling a pot calling the kettle black.
Yes.
If you are, you know, embraced the thickums era, you're just as bad as someone who embraces the skinny culture, right? Because you did things that were unhealthy as well.
Yep.
Being overweight and a high BMI is unhealthy. You're doing things that are unhealthy to meet the standard in society. It's no different than somebody who gets too skinny, underweight to meet the standard in society. They're both equally guilty.
Yeah.
How about we just try to be healthy and fit?
That's it. That's it. Just be healthy. Have your right markers.
But there's always going to be. Done. It's always going to be this way that we can't. You can't. You know, you can't change the game.
No.
You just got to learn how to play it a little better.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyways, guys, I guess I'll get off my Ozempic high horse. But I mean, I will let you know that if you are on it, I'm not judging you, even if you don't qualify to be on it. But be careful and know what's going to happen when you come off. Be ready for it and do your best to, you know, start implementing some things that are going to help you maintain that weight loss. Cushion in there some weight loss during that transition period, because it's going to, some weight gain, because you're going to have some weight gain, but it's okay if you cushion that in there and be prepared for it. And, you know, we'll get through it and it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, but we'll be here to talk about it. All right, you guys, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.
See you.